we have a portfolio owner, just 25 properties, $250 a month average bill. You sign up with us. We're going to knock that bill down by 40%. You're down to paying $150 a month. Let's say if you're the one paying the electric bill, you're going to, at a 6% cap rate, you're going to increase your valuation by $500,000.
Wow.
If you are having the tenants pay, let's say you're generous and you decide just to split it with the tenants, right? So the tenant pays $50 less. They're happy. They're making a $200 a month payment instead of for $250 worth of electricity. And you're now only paying us $150 and you're collecting $200.
Right.
At that, you still just increased your valuation by $250,000 if you only have 25 properties.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Bruce Jacobs, who's been making some serious moves in the energy space. Bruce, welcome in, man. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Mike. I'm glad to be here.
Man, I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching the solar energy space. I think it's fascinating, especially what we talk about in our pre-call recording. You're looking at it in a whole new light. One of my favorite terms, blue ocean. So
Yeah.
let's dive in on that. So for people who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now and what markets are you operating in?
So our main focus is on either cutting people's electric costs or creating revenue streams for landlords from
Okay.
electricity that the tenants are paying. We operate in Florida statewide. We're in Houston and Dallas, Texas. We're on our way to
Okay.
California next. Then we're going through the Sun Belt. Pretty soon we're going to be everywhere where there's sun.
Man, so this thing's growing. So let's expand on it some. How are y'all approaching this industry differently? Because for a while, I had people knocking on my door telling me all kinds of stuff about how to put solar on my house. And honestly, man, I didn't believe them. It's one of the reasons I didn't do it. And
Yep.
it just seemed scammy and fishy to me. Well, how are y'all overcoming that? And then honestly, just creating your own space in this world?
So solar's been around forever. And the technology works great. Everyone knows that the technology is tried and tested. The problem is that the business model has not been great. And
Mm,
now they just passed the big, beautiful bill, which killed the 30% tax credit. So all those people that knock on your door are trying to convince you that in 8, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, you're going to own a solar system that you've paid off. And now your energy is going to be free. Well, those numbers just went up by 30%. And
wow.
I don't know how true those numbers were to begin with. And a lot of people have problems with just the whole idea of, I'm going to make an investment now and try to break even in 10 years. I
Right.
mean, I was a lawyer in my past life. I got quoted on solar. It made no sense to me. I'd rather just pay
Right.
my regular electric bill. Right. So Terra Energy started 8 years ago in Mexico. It is the brainchild of our CEO, who won an award from MIT for this business model that he developed, getting a double master's in Cornell on a free ride. The guy's smart. And basically the whole idea is, why would the homeowners scale? Well, how would it scale if the homeowners have all the risk and all the responsibility and have to make all the payments? That doesn't make any sense. It never did. Right. So we turned that whole thing on our end. We're backed by private equity.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Everything has been vetted for now 8 years. Like, we have huge investments from private equity, because every system I put out, they're going to be selling financial products to Wall Street. So they're happy. And what are we doing with the individual property owners? Think of us like a solar electric company operating through a subscription model, right? We are going to pay. We own the equipment always. We're going to pay to put the equipment on your house. We'll make that investment. We'll take care of everything. It's turnkey. You might answer a door once or twice or pick up an email. That's it. Once the system's installed, you're going to pay a monthly fee, a subscription fee, like you were paying for Netflix or DirecTV, whatever it is. And besides that fee, that's it. We're going to then own the equipment. We're going to maintain it. We're going to pay to repair it if it ever needs repairs. We're going to insure it. We're going to adjust it if it needs to go up or down. We'll even upgrade the panels when they get outdated. You'll never have a 25-year-old system on your roof with us, because we'll be upgrading the panels as we need to, because we're thinking like a solar electric company, right? So the whole idea of rooftop solar is now entering a new paradigm, one that is just going to cut your electric costs. Most of our clients, it's somewhere between a third and half is what they're going to start paying less for electricity every month, month one. Usually 40% is pretty accurate. What we see, it depends on your roof and your trees and things like that. But imagine if you were paying electric bills on a portfolio of properties and you could cut that by 40% just by signing up, right? Imagine if you had tenants that were paying electric bills, and instead of just letting them pay FPL or Duke or whoever it is, whatever utility it is in Florida or Texas, you had us come in and install our equipment, and then you charged a spread to the tenant. And now you have revenue that never existed before, because most people don't think of Terra of a tenant's electric bill as a revenue stream.
Right.
But that's what we're bringing to the table.
That's fascinating. So I love the idea of a solar electric company, because you're basically describing what we already do with electric. I pay FPL every month for whatever electricity that I use, but it's a subscription. That's what it is, except I'm trapped into it. There's no one else I can switch to.
Right.
And y'all's model, really, you Charlie Mungered this. Y'all inverted that old way of doing it's now out the door. And now it's literally like, okay, we have the equipment. We can put this on there and generate this for you, charge you less, and now give even investors a chance to turn basically old electric costs that maybe honestly, maybe they weren't paying already, but the program allows you to now bring
Make
it
money.
in-house. Right.
Think
Now
about-
they can pay you for it.
Think about it like this, right? You have a client, we have a portfolio owner, just 25 properties, $250 a month average bill. You sign up with us. We're going to knock that bill down by 40%. You're down to paying $150 a month. Let's say if you're the one paying the electric bill, you're going to, at a 6% cap rate, you're going to increase your valuation by $500,000.
Wow.
If you are having the tenants pay, let's say you're generous and you decide just to split it with the tenants, right? So the tenant pays $50 less. They're happy. They're making a $200 a month payment instead of for $250 worth of electricity. And you're now only paying us $150 and you're collecting $200.
Right.
At that, you still just increased your valuation by $250,000. If you only have 25 properties at $250 a month.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
When those bills go up, so does the valuation. When the number of properties goes up, that's when the portfolio really starts to perform. So, what I'm doing, right, is really taking a tried and true model, which is residential rooftop solar, that has now been, we're 2 years, we got over 1,500 clients across the state of Florida and into Texas. And this is the year now we have proof of concept. We've got the private equity guys are super happy. They want us to grow. We're looking to grow by 1,000 properties a month install. And I think the best way to do that is to reach out to the investor class and show them a new paradigm, right? It's blue ocean.
Right.
You can create revenue that didn't exist before. You can create savings that didn't exist before.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just sitting here letting my mind run on it. It really is. I hear the term blue ocean tossed around quite a bit. And sometimes it applies to what they're talking about, and sometimes it doesn't. But this is truly using the sun to open up a new electric company.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
literally.
I'll tell you, and I'm on the inside watching the players involved, like the CEO, the president, the CFO. These are all like just amazing, brilliant, hardworking, committed visionaries that see a path forward. And as soon as I got to the company day one, when I met them, and I was like, "Wait, you're going to pay for me to go solar, and I'm going to save money every month, and that's the deal." I'm in. I want to sell this. I want to make a life at this. And
Right?
2 years later, now watching what we're doing and seeing how it's going, like I'm just excited. I think that we're going to help a lot of people make a lot of money, and doing it in a way that's going to help the earth and help the world and make people feel good about themselves. Whether you like some people care about the environment, some people don't. Some people think it's real, some people it's not. Doesn't matter to me. It's all, if you want to be green, at least you'll have more green in your pocket.
That's right. Like, green either way is pretty good at this point.
We'll take
And
it.
I love missions that are connected to just something bigger than making money. Like, we're all trying to make money. I get it. That is I call it the currency of survival. If you don't have money, you're not getting very far. However, when we only do things for it, we still only get very far, right? It sucks the
Sure.
life out of you. You don't feel good. I'm very big on whatever I'm doing, also paying my emotional paycheck. And if it doesn't pay that, I'm not involved. I can't care enough anymore because I've done enough things now to know money's just not worth that. So I like to be a part of things that are creating that impact too, that are actually making a difference. And this is one that I could see. I do think there's some issues that we have with the way we participated in our environment for the last 50 to 100 years. And I think
Sure.
that doing simple things that can help is your best starting point, right? You're
Man,
not talking about reinventing the wheel here. Solar's been around for a long time. What was messed up, like you said, was the business plan, which was very awkward and it was very clunky. And it, you know, a 20-year-old dude showing up at my door trying to explain to me why this is going to be beneficial. Like, you just don't have enough life experience to tell me that yet, man.
I mean,
And so
I'll
now
tell
y'all
you,
are circumventing that.
like we're not I'm not a door knocker. I've never been like a big fan of the door knocking experience. To me, what we're talking about is something that is going to revolutionize energy. And if you haven't been following, AI's here, and
Hmm.
these data centers are going to 10x demand, and whether they're in Florida or not, other
Yep.
states are going to have such a demand that there's going to be pressure on the grid everywhere. And
Right.
when there's pressure on the grid, that leads to two things: brownouts, meaning those that have less have no power, or just rate hikes. And FPL just got the largest rate hike in U.S. history. Let me say that again. FPL just got the largest rate hike of any utility in the history of the United States. That's crazy to me. And,
Yeah.
Tico, which is in Tampa, just had a petition started. If you Google it, it's out there. Tico went up 82% in the last 5 years. So
Woo.
whatever's happening today, like if you're paying electricity, you want to be ready for that. And if you're a landlord, with our model, you want to root for the electricity costs to go up. That's going to make you more money because
Right.
you're going to make more money the longer you're with us.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The way we work is we are a very, we're going to drop the rate. Usually it takes about 25 years to get back to paying whatever you're paying today on that property. And in that whole time, your tenants are going to be used to paying whatever electricity their neighbors were, they were paying in their last place. And you'll
Right.
have a solution that's going to put more money in your pocket the more those rates go up.
Well, not only just more money in your pocket, now you're building in a retention tool for your tenants. You're
Yep.
building in all kinds of little factors that make good tenants stay longer, which is what a landlord's ultimately after anyways. Is a great tenant going to take care of their property and stay there a long time. And the more little pieces that you have that entice the audience, especially when we're in a buyer's market right now, in a sense where rentals are sitting, things are taking longer, everything is having a little bit harder time. Anything that you can use at your disposal to attract tenants and retain them, man, that's powerful.
I mean, I have some of our landlords, their model is, hey, I'm going to lower your electric costs by 40%. They don't even want the revenue stream. They just want tenants to stay longer, and
Right.
tenants will stay just on something as simple as, do I want to go somewhere else where I'm going to have to pay full price for electricity? No, a lot of tenants would stay for that and for longer periods. Some people say, as long as you stay with us, even with the spread, this is going to be all you're going to pay for the next, 2 years of your lease or 3 years of your lease. If you're willing to sign more, that's a huge hook for a lot of people because today everyone's trying to, especially people who are renting, they need to save
Mhm.
every dime they can.
Yeah. As many fixed costs as you can create is what you're trying to do. Like stabilize your bottom
Absolutely.
line. When you know what's going out every month, it's kind of easier to plan on what to get in. And shoot, all right. So 40%. My electric bill's $200 a month. So what? Now you're down at about 110 a month ish. That's $90. I mean, you're talking about almost $1,200 over a year of savings in a sense where holy
I mean, let
cow.
me
I
say
mean, that
this: most of the bills that I see are 4, 5, 6, $700 a month, right? There's a lot of people out there that have big houses that are
mhm,
paying huge amounts of money every month. And it's not really, not, I always tell people, when you look at this from what did I save month one, you have a choice. You can have Terra and save money, if it's 90, if it's 100, if it's 200, it's $300 a month, whatever the number is, right? But it's really about the long-term play. Because once this
right.
is on the roof, like there's no problems. You can always sell the house. That's not going to be an issue. You could change the roof. Doesn't cost anything. We'll come store it, put it back, whatever we need to do. You can adjust it up and down if your usage changes. Like all of that is a no brainer for us. And at the end of the day, by year 10, by year 20, the amount of extra money you've had in your pocket from having Terra on your roof is usually tens of thousands of dollars, if
Yeah,
not more. And
I can
especially when
see
you
it.
start talking, once you start that's for one property, right? Once you
Right.
start talking about scaling this to, portfolios, that is where the real value of Terra is, and that's my goal for 2026. That's all I want to do is talk to people and explain to them, this is how I can do this for you. I'm going to save you money if you're paying electric bill. I'm going to make you money if the tenants are paying your electric.
Man, that's good. So for someone listening to this that's thinking, okay, that might sound a little too good to be true. What's that statement that you give those folks? What's the proof that you have out there?
I mean, it makes sense that people think that because they've not seen this model. But what I can tell you is
Mm,
this model's been around for 8 years, and I wouldn't be putting rooftop solar on people's homes without putting liens on their homes, without putting, giving them, all kinds of, catches and this and that. Like, this is a very simple 2-page contract for a standard homeowner. I mean, obviously, when we get to scale, it's a different model than if we're just dealing with an individual or like a small time, mom and pop kind of operation. But at the end of the day, like, if it's like, everything good at one point was too good to be true.
right,
And some people won't ever start. They're not going to try anything, right? They're closed
right,
off until it's already established, and they know for sure that. And God bless them, that's true. But those people, miss out on opportunities,
right,
right? What I can tell you is, it's definitely, when I got here 2 years ago, the first thing I said was, if you're really doing that, I'm in. I'd make a career out of this. They're really
right,
doing it. Like, I'm not going to take anything from you. I'm going to give you solar equipment, and then I'm going to start charging you a monthly fee, and your electric costs are going down. That's a win for you. And
yeah,
how do I know? How do you know it's not too good to be true? Private equity is behind it. They're not putting tens of millions of dollars into scaling solar across Florida and other states without having vetted it and making sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. So,
right,
I'd say, send me your electric bills. All I'm going to ask from you is your last month electric bill, one for
okay,
each property. And then once I have that, I draw up the system. I sit down with you. You say yes, you sign up. We do charge a dollar on the credit card for a normal residential homeowner. For, portfolios, we'll talk about what that looks like when we start to scale those. And, that's going to be based on, the size and location and everything else
mhm,
like that. But ultimately, you're going to see that you're going to put very little at risk, and you're going to have a lot of upside. Some people don't want to play that game. Some people just want zero risk whatsoever, know it's already tried and true and done, and they watch 1,000 other people do it. Fine. There's plenty of people in it's blue ocean. There's plenty of fish
yeah,
in this ocean. You know,
yeah. Well,
we'll
then
find
just
the ones
wait,
that want
right?
our help. Yeah,
Yeah, and
you,
then
you
just
don't
tell them,
have
just
to. It's
wait.
not.
You'll be
Look,
back in
this
a
is.
couple of years.
But by that time, you'll have probably been swept up in whatever is going on in the world with electricity, right? Because I really think the AI and data centers, I mean, electric vehicles were putting a tax on the grid, but when you 10x that demand, that's a different world. And, I think the smart money is people who are going to be getting ahead of this and looking at this and saying, okay, you know, I'm willing to let this man live by his contract, right? Which
Right.
is you'll see the contract's pretty straightforward. I'm going to put solar on your house. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to take care of it. You're going to pay less for electricity every month. That's
Boom.
that's the choice you have. Boom.
Well, that's a good answer too. That's a good answer because that's the thing. Normally, you run into the too good to be true, and then there's all these little catches and caveats and all the little pieces that seem to establish it. And y'all are doing a great job by cleaning that up. Now, let me ask you this: what property types work best for solar? Like, who is if I have a
Sure,
listener
that's a
out
great
there,
question.
they own a portfolio, and they're thinking, okay, I want to do this. What property types do they need to have where y'all are able to capitalize the best?
So our bread and butter is single family home. We do those
Okay.
all day long. There's no issues. The bigger the better, right? Um, 1 to 4 units, super easy. Bigger
Okay.
the better. All right. Once you start getting into townhouses, work well too. Once you start
Okay.
getting over 2 stories, once you start getting into commercial and industrial and warehouses and offices and everything else, it gets a little bit more involved. And I work with all of that. I've been doing all of that. That's not my focus in the first quarter. I really want to focus on our single family homes, our 1 to 4 units, the townhomes. Those are what is going to be easy for us to scale. But there is going to be room and time for all of we should be on every roof, right? There's no limit to that. It's really the more that I've learned about how solar works, right? It the more dense the unit, the property is, the less efficient, I guess is the right way to say it, the more costly it
Okay.
is to get that property to work. So, a fourplex is a lot easier than a unit, a 20 unit building. But,
Gotcha.
what I'll tell you is, there's models for everything. And there's other ways, like we talked before the show, Micah, like there's other solutions that I bring because my whole goal is NOI. That's what I think about all day long. How am I going to increase someone's revenue or decrease their expenses so I can, increase the valuation of their property? And, there's a whole bunch of other solutions that we could talk about: water, waste, AC, bulk internet. There, just a bunch of different solutions that are going to help you create revenue or save money with little or no investment. That's what I work on. So even if you don't think I don't have a portfolio of single family homes right now, all of my stuff is multifamily or it's all industrial, whatever it is, talk to me. I'm happy to share the knowledge that I had, introduce partners that I know are also going to do what I do, help you increase your NOI with little or no money involved.
Man, that's excellent. So for my folks that are listening, your blue ocean, how you are viewing solar electric company. If you don't know what blue ocean means, there's two terms, blue ocean and red ocean. Blue ocean means you're doing something completely different. It does not exist. It's truly bringing something to life. And that's one thing I enjoy about what y'all are doing. So if you're listening to this and you have a portfolio of homes or multifamily or anything that could fit what he's looking for, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Bruce?
So you can always call my cell, 305-331-1333. You can always email me, Bruce, Bruce, at Terra Energy, TerraEnergy.io. I don't know why, but .io is what we got. I
Okay.
also gave Micah a link that is one that you can upload your bills directly and send me your stuff. That's another easy way to get a hold of me. But
Okay.
anyone that is interested in being involved, certainly at scale. And look, this also works on your individual homes. If you have a home,
Right.
property, anything you're paying an electric bill on, you should be printing up your electric bills, downloading them and sending them to me. The worst I'm going to do is save you money, and it could be a lot.
I love that. I love that. And when that's the worst, folks, you don't get many deals like that. Well,
Right.
Bruce, man, I really appreciate your time today, your story, your perspective on what's going on. I love to talk with folks who are thinking outside the box, coming up with what our species is going to need next. We're only getting bigger and we're only getting older. So these ideas
Amen.
that are flowing with more and more technology coming out, I love that. I love your passion in your voice. Like I don't meet many people that are as excited about solar as you. So I love that, man. I think that connects with everybody because there's nothing like actually caring. That is the secret sauce to business, in my opinion. If you can actually care about what it is you're doing and the people you're doing it for, sky's the limit. You can truly make huge changes. So, for the listeners out there, thanks for joining in. If you got value from today's episode, please like this one, share this episode with someone you think would get some value out of it. Please make sure you subscribe to our podcast. We've got more conversations coming up with operators just like Bruce, who are out there building real businesses and making a difference in the industry. Bruce, again, thank you so much. We'll see everybody on the
Appreciate
next
you.
episode.
Thank you so much, Micah.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.